Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bravo and Gandhi in the booth. This is about to be game number 5. We are going to Team Slayer on Beaver Creek, and you got to expect that because Instinct is going to pick that map there because they do have the red base.
Right, you know they're going to be confident on it after having played it for so many years. I jokingly talked to Lunchbox before the match. I said, hey, Lunch, bring it to another Game 5, 50-49, and he laughed. He said, we'll try to do it. But we are here in Game 5, an awesome series once again with a big comeback from Ambush. So we're going to see if they can turn this into a big comeback and win the series actually 3-2.
Well, jumping on board with Lunchbox right off the beginning here. 2 members going up. He actually shot his teammate in the back, Ogre2, and that forced him to retreat. And now, very interesting. Now, why would Lunchbox get this sniper over any of the 3 members on his team?
I don't know. That's just got to be a decision that was made as a team. Perhaps one player feels better porting and maybe flanking. One player feels better going down bottom middle to head towards Rockets. It's up to the team at that point to make that decision. But I love that Lunch jumped on top of the arch, really taking advantage of the rocket arch. There's no reason to go anywhere else. He was able to snipe right down into the blue needle.
Well, Ogre2 doing a good job. Now, Ogre2 has been the staple in Portal since the dawn of Beaver Creek. He has always watched the Portal. He loves it. He plays so patient, and all he's going to do is sit here with these rockets and wait for people to port through, and there is no chance that he's ever going to move. There is not a single chance.
Right, and that's what you really need here is a player who's very disciplined to watch the portal with rockets. Any of you guys who might be joining us who are not familiar with this map, that portal goes straight to the back of the other base in this somewhat symmetrical map.
So now we're seeing as Lunchbox is going to be killed in the middle. Instinct doing a good job holding on to this 3-kill lead. Roy playing a little bit not too aggressive, but aggressive enough to keep Ambush on their heels. Now, is that what you're looking to do? Are you looking to try to get a guy to push the members who are at blue base just back?
That's really what you want to do is apply steady pressure. As long as you have the lead, you can get away with that. Lunchbox, they're getting sniped twice by Formal at the top of the base. We talked about it earlier, Scott. Formal is definitely going to be a threat with that sniper throughout this entire game.
Formal now trying to line up a shot
not seeing
here.
The guy under him. He turns around and picks him up. But now we're back on board with Formal with the sniper. His team's now only down by 3 kills, so he wants to control this base here and hopefully not get flanked as his team's spawning. Sees Roy. A little bit difficult to shoot through those branches of those trees.
Very difficult. Visibility gets a little bit reduced in that situation, but notice how I was talking about Ogre2. Ogre2, the staple of this team. He is going to be the anchor throughout this entire game. He is on a killing spree, and his team has 10 kills. He is doing such a good job. It is so important to just control the back of that base as Roy is going to rip off
switch there. We got to catch Roy snipe right there. Really nice plays. They're now up by 4. They're going to want to clean up that kill, but Formal gets the last laugh. He takes out Roy. Now a 13-9 game here.
Formal trying to get that snipe on the rocket arch guy, but it is just so hard to do so. Formal ripping off Ogre2's face as well. So Formal really keeping his team in the game here. And now we're seeing as Hines is going to be pushing in. He's going to be able to clean up a kill. Formal looking for any angle he can get on these members of Instinct. But notice how they have the middle of the map controlled here. They're going to be in a good position for rockets.
Yeah, perfect timing there on that flank from Instinct. You see as a player pushes up top base on Formal, take him out. You were wondering why Ogre2 might have been challenging there, and that was the reason. A nice play there from Ogre2 and his team.
Ogre2 being pushed by APG in this situation, but Formal cannot get to that sniper, and I know Cloud left it there for him for that reason, but it is time for him to pick it up, which he will do, and now he is in a position, and Hines was able to acquire the rockets, and this is a big play, Bravo.
Definitely, and now we're at the game of 16-15. Hines with rockets now watching Portal is going to be big. Now they have the liberty. They can choose, do we want to push through Portal? Do we want to flank? Do we want to be patient? When you have the power weapon, Scott, obviously you make the decisions on the map.
Now, Bravo, you talked about this a little bit as Cloud is going to be taken down, and the Rockets are actually going to be into the middle of the base. A little bit confused here. Richie Hines, he's played Beaver Creek for quite some time. He should not be making that kind of mistake. But like you said, they're going to be looking to make this push here. And you talked about it a little bit, the decoy through the portal.
Right.
Can you walk us through what we could expect with that?
Sure. There's really so many options now with how this map is laid out. But if you send some people flanking through the middle, now that we have these caves, you can really get away with a bottom middle push. You can also send players up the top of the rocket arch. Nice job there. Pistola once again taking advantage of the rocket arch and the offer and the sightline that it offers. I really like that play here. He gets a little bit more ammo. He's going to go back out for more.
Yeah, there is just not enough cover on blue base.
Yeah.
It's really just unfair at this rocket arch. Before, blue base was a little bit bigger, so you could have a little bit more room, but now you just get slayed. Now, this is exactly what Dave Walsh was talking to us about. On Final Boss back in the day, Ogre2 instructed them, all the guy on top arch is supposed to do is watch their sniper hut, because that is exactly what you have to do in order to take back red. However, we still have the Rockets in Hines' hands. Now he's going to get a kill on Ogre 2. He's actually going to betray Formal, so he's going to even out those kills. Formal is half shields. Ogre 2 probably should have been rewarded that kill, but either way, it's the same situation.
Right, I like that play. You see Formal trying to take advantage of that bottom middle right there. He sneaks into the cave, but Ogre 2 takes him out. So back to what we were saying, though, that portal push. What you can get away with is sending people over the arch to blue base. If you send someone through the portal early, that's going to cause a distraction. You can kind of collapse on blue base. And, that might sound simpler than it is. It's a very difficult push to pull off, Scott.
Pistola still just sitting on top of this branch. She's going to be able to kill Hines. That's going to be a killing spree at this point, and they are just looking good.
Yeah, you guys watching right now, we're taking a look at Pistola's screen. Such a smart player. He gets more ammo, hops up on the arch, and, just really takes advantage of it. He sits there, gets a snipe, pulls back, playing so conservative, has not died yet. I really like this from Pistola, just showing off, that he can sit up here all day. Look at that little crack he's looking through. He can see the top of that.
He's a jungle cat, man. He's a jungle cat just sitting on a branch, just waiting for his prey to come underneath him.
My thoughts exactly, Scott.
I'm glad we see eye to eye on this. Frickin' seeing the same Lingity, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, Formo has actually been able to make it through the red base, and here comes the push. The lunchbox does not get the call out, and now Pistola is still on a sniper spree. Formo has to be careful because he has to kill Pistola in this scenario.
Yeah, look at Ola just sniping through the tree right there, trying to get a headshot, almost blinds. They see Hines there. No chance for Hines to get the Rockets right now. Pistola still sitting in here. Now they're up by 10 kills, and you got to think sometimes this might be considered a very slow play, but look, now they're up by 10 kills here. Really nice play from Pistola. He hasn't moved within the last 5 minutes.
He is going to get a killing frenzy at this point. Hines is just stuck. His former teammate, he is laughing at Richie right now. He says, you know what, you're going to poke out eventually, and if you don't, here comes a rocket. They are up by 12 kills, and I think this lead is just going to continue to grow. TS Battle Canyon favors red so much, and if you're a disciplined team like Instinct, you are going to walk away with it.
Definitely. Look at this spawn trap here. Perfect job keeping them at blue. You see Roy getting taken out, might have overextended himself just a tiny bit. Probably didn't know that Pistola had his back top base. So they're probably going to run away with this game pretty soon. Pistola still sitting here. I really like this from Pistola. So disciplined.
Yep.
He could jump out, try to get more kills, but instead he's just taking it one kill at a time.
And notice how they have just stopped Ambush from getting their sniper. They're just doing an excellent job. Now, I know we're going to stay on board with Pistola here as Formal is going to be taken out. Luckily, though, that sniper is going to come down a little bit on Needle's side, and now we're going to see a little bit of a havoc and a little bit of a scramble for that. But on the other side, Lunch and Ogre 2, both are watching the portal. Before, they were both sitting on top of the base and looking down. And by doing that, they can also turn their attention and focus on the middle of the map. So this is a great heads-up play here. They are locking this down. They have so much confidence that Pistola and Roy can just keep them at bay.
Right, and this is something, Scott. Oh, nice push there.
Ooh.
Gets flanked. APG grabs revenge on Pistola. So we'll see if this leads to anything now, as we have only actually all 8 members alive for the entire map. Lunchbox trying to push it here, but I don't think really Instinct has anything to worry about, even if Ambush gets a few kills here and there.
Oh, no.
We'll see. Actually, Cloud getting a nice backback there.
Nice. He got a split spawn, man. So Cloud getting the split spawn, plasma side red. He is going to now be cleaned up, but he was still able to get 1 kill. Formal now desperately trying to get up into the sniper hut. He does have the sniper, however, and he is just waiting. He is waiting for someone to make his move, and he is actually confused. Ogre 2 was already able to get out of there, and he was looking up at the hut.
Right there, Ogre 2 using a nice jump here.
Oh.
Get an angle. Let's see if he can.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Let's see if he can do it.
Oh.
He's going to wait for his head to pop out, being very patient here, Ogre 2. We saw him use this during the LAN last weekend.
Yep.
We'll see if he can get a nice angle here. I really like this from Ogre 2, showing off his knowledge of the map.
And that is something, it is a great play here, dude, because even if worst comes to worst, if they get this kill on the rocket guy, there he gets it. If they get this kill, he could have just boosted up and just pushed, but now here comes the roar. They still have red base locked down, though, so Final Boss, or Instinct, does have to be careful here. Pistola is going to be able to snipe Cloud here. This is going to just be an all-out chaos. Formo getting the spawn, Needle blue. They are up by 12 kills now, and they will be rewarded red base if they continue this push effectively.
Right, you see there, Ogre 2 not only killing Formal, but also killing their team sniper. The sniper falls, and Pistola was able to grab that sniper, so we're going to see probably another big kill swing here as they're up by 11.
Great job by the members of Instinct. Ogre 2 just showing off for the fans back at home.
Yeah.
So smart. At any time, he can just turn it on.
Yeah, I mean, you could not have scripted that any better. We had the suspense scene. Is he going to hit the shot? He was so patient, really showing us a really cool spot on the back of that map. So nice job there. Props to Ogre 2 for putting on quite a show.
Hines now moving into red base here. He is going to get hit by a nade. He is actually going to keep pushing through, though. Ogre 2 missing a couple shots. The members of Ambush are just so bewildered at this point. They're like, oh my God, Ogre 2, there's no stopping him.
So, Scott, as a player who played on this map so often back in Halo 2, tell me, when you're down by this amount, I mean, they're down by 13 here, what can you tell your team on a map like this? How do you come back from this kind of deficit?
There's only one thing you can do. You have to go for a desperation push, and as soon as you get lucky, you have to get a guy on top of blue base, and you just have to keep the pressure on him. But look at this. Instinct knows that this could happen. So they're going to push through. Ogre 2 getting a double kill, shaking his head in disgust. They are just 3 kills away. And notice how now Hines is going to be jumping into blue base. And now here comes the instant chant. I can't even formulate a sentence at this point, Bravo. It is just suspenseful, man.
Yeah, I think Ogre 2, I think you'll agree with me, he's in championship form right here. You know, he really wants to win. Not normally known as a flashy player. He's usually a solid support player, oftentimes runs objective, being a big vocal leader.
Well, it depends on what genre, all right?
Right, oftentimes being a big vocal leader for his team here. You know, they're up by so much here. They've got to be riding this momentum, and they're going to be pumped into the next series they play.
Well, the one thing I was actually thinking about today is, you know, Ogre 2, the last time it was a single shot weapon, Ogre 2 and his brother were leaps and bounds. Well, not leaps and bounds, but they were clearly the best 2 players in the league.
Definitely.
And then what happened was we got to a 3-shot burst, and then you see as Ogre 2 dominant in Halo 2, kind of fell off a little bit in Halo 3 at the beginning, then won the national championship, and then with Bloom, he was steady.
Right.
But now, since things make sense, he can just figure out the game, and he's just such a smart player.
But for those of you watching at home, just take a look. We just saw Ogre 2 being so patient in the Magnum, and now we're looking at Lunchbox just not even moving in the cave. Keep in mind, at this level of play, you have to be a very disciplined Halo player, especially on a map like this. So, you know, it's not always the best to be super aggressive on all game types. Definitely look to employ this in your own gameplay. Sometimes you have to be patient and not do that much. You just have to wait for those power weapons. We're going to be looking at the 310 mark is when all that's going to be coming up.
We could turn this into a golf cast.
Right there you see a little cross-map lag, shooting cave to cave. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. That's if Lunchbox and Formal get in a battle, probably actually a battle they want to avoid, shooting cave to cave. A little bit of screen lag going on there. Not sure why that is within the game.
Hines getting a little bit ballsy here. He's going to be pushing into the canyon. He's going to be able to connect with a body shot, and now he is going to be pushing back. Here comes a little bit of a push. Formal now hiding front right. He's going to be cleaned up. Hines is unable to connect that shot. One kill. They are rewarded, Rockets. It is all but over. Instinct will advance to the winner's bracket semifinals. Give it up for Instinct, guys.
Yeah, impressive play from there. They really did not want to lose that Game 5. I think yesterday they got a taste of something that was a little bit too close. They don't want another 50-49, although Lunchbox was joking that he would have one for us. You know, they want to just win that in a dominating fashion. And, of course, now looking at the NOS performance of the match, looking at the stats. Ogre 2, the story of that game, 18-6.
You don't say.
Positive 12. You could probably tell by the gameplay that he was, really the top player, and he really shined on that map with the sniper, with the DMR, and really just locking it down. He spent a lot of time watching the portal and still goes positive 12 with 18 kills. Story of the game there for Ogre 2.
Go, 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 go.
Okay, so I think we're going to be throwing it to Walshy on the floor. He's got an interview for us with Team Instinct.
I'm down here with Pistola. You guys just won another Game 5. Were you guys expecting this much competition in this tournament?
Oh yeah, I was. I knew it was going to be intense competition this whole entire competition because I've been watching a lot of streams. I knew Ambush was a good team. I knew Classic would be a good team. Next team we play is going to be a good team. Everybody at this venue is a good team. We're not overlooking anybody.
That last game, both yourself and Ogre 2 went on some amazing snipe sprees. I noticed you always seem to be the one on Rocket Arch. Did it just play out that way that game, or do you specifically, are you usually the member on your team that holds it down?
It's a mixture of both. I actually prefer to be top Rocket Arch. I like to lay fire down. I'm like the Ogre 1 from Final Boss. You know the days, you remember.
Well, I think you're so strong up there because not only do you have a great sniper and you watch, obviously, Blue Snipe, but you also play in such a high sensitivity that you're able to look down at your feet, look down the creek, and put shots from every different angle. So you're great there. One mistake I thought was when you guys got down to Game 4, you had the choice to choose. I'm not sure exactly which map they vetoed, but you guys went with Capture the Flag and Countdown. I thought that was a big mistake because you guys obviously are not very strong at that. If you had a choice, would you have chosen a different map?
Oh yeah, we would have picked Sanctuary. They picked Zealot Flag, and we were like, man, we kind of wanted to play that, and we know they want to play Sanctuary, so let's play Countdown, and we suck at that. So it's probably a terrible decision on Ogre 2's part. Yeah, you hear that, Tom? Dumb decision, Tom.
So yes, as you hear Ola saying, they would have chosen a different map, And we're going to go back up in the booth. Thanks again for your time.
Fantastic interview.
Yeah,
Loved
really
it.
Awesome to see Pistola there having a good time, winning here. And interesting to see that they, the mind games that are played in the vetoing. They wanted to play Zealot. They didn't expect the Zealot veto, and they ended up being unable to play Sanctuary because they were forced to veto it. So adds a whole new aspect to this competition here in Ohio.
You ready? It's serious time.
Okay.
Instantly. Coming up next, we have the winners bracket semifinals matchups. Guys, are you prepared for this?
Sounds like it.
Who thinks Carbon's going to have a chance of taking this? Who thinks Instinct's the clear-cut favorite? What about status quo? Ooh, got some boos.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is going to be coming up right after this commercial break, so stay tuned.